Hi friends, Wiz D here, welcome to a new Raid Shadow Legends video. What I want to talk to you about today is how you can save to get a guaranteed unkillable champ so you can get to Ultra Nightmare Clan Boss, and also if you are a free to play or a low spender, how can you choose which fusions that you can go for to guarantee with the inflation in points and resources required for a fusion that you'll get really those impactful champs to change your account. So that's what we're going to talk about today. All of what I'll mention today, and I'll show you this from the data in the past 2 years, nothing is guaranteed, of course, but this is an analysis of what happened in the past 2 years, how Plarium are setting up those fusions through the year, and how we can use this schedule that they rarely deviate from to set ourselves up for success for those really impactful fusions that happen only a few times per year. So let's check the data and talk about it. What do I have on the screen here? This is a timeline of the impactful fusions, in my opinion, that happened in the past 3 years since April of 2021, and we can use this to predict what would happen in the coming few months. So let's talk about it. Where I started, if you see on the screen here, I started with Brogni. Brogni's fusion happened in April of 2021, and it was a very tough fusion back then, but Brogni stayed for a long while as a top 3 non-void Lego in the game, so it was really one of the best fusions. I went for him, that's how I got my Brogni. Think I got another copy way later on, and those who've been playing in game at this time and didn't go for the fusion regretted it for a long time. So yeah, Brogni happened in April of 2021. What happened a few months after this? If you can see her behind me, let me move out of the way. So Demetha wasn't actually a fusion. She was, you can see her down here, you can barely see her name behind me, but we'll talk about her for a sec here. Demetha was one of the epics required for Sigmund fusions that happened in October of 2021. So this was the first time, if I remember correctly. I think that Santa was also a fusion way back then. He's also unkillable, but yeah, for the sake of our timeline here and what I want to explain, they started giving us unkillable champions that you can use to build your unkillable comp. If you got unlucky and you didn't get your man-eaters or whatever, till this point, you can only do unkillable if you have Roche cards, the tower, or man-eaters. And you needed at least 2 of these champs to make the comp work. The method was game-changing in the sense of, with her extending buffs, she helped with adjusting comps with speed tunes and everything. So Demesa was guaranteed because she was an epic from Sigmund Fusion, and that happened in October 2021. Less than 1 year later, let's say 8 months, in June of 2022, they gave us Helicath, another amazing champ, and I think that Helicath was the first one that can set up an unkillable on his own. And because he also hits hard, he wasn't only like set up for unkillable, but you set him up, he hits hard, he counterattacks when the team is hit, and you get those amazing damage numbers there. So that's 8 months between the 2 champs that Plarium gave us as unkillable for free. The next couple of impactful fusions I thought might be a good ones, but I didn't focus much on them here, is Durang in July, and then so that was just after Helicath. Why I'm saying that Durang is also an impactful champ, because he was HP based, he got HP burns and activation, so he can be used in in-game content. So yeah, that was a good fusion to go for, but it came directly after Helicath. For the purposes of this video, why I didn't focus on him, because we are talking about what you can go for and what you can skip. Then we had Mighty Uko in September, a couple of months later, also one of the best fusions that we got. But I'm going all the way now to January of 2023, when they released Pythion. Pythion is the closest thing for a Duchess with a cleanser to add on it. So Pythion was one of the best fusions we ever had, and they gave it to us in Jan of 2023. So it was, if you've been saving, like let's say that you've been playing in June of 2022, you went for Helicath, then you can chill and just like save your resources. You might have gone for Durang or Mighty Uku, but then you will have enough resources saved to go all in on Pythion in Jan of 2022. Then we had another 6 months of like, okay fusions, good fusions, but not top tier fusion, till they hit us with Newt in July of 2023. That was in line with our Call of Arbiter series that they released because he was part of this series. Noot was arguably the best fusion ever that they released because he enabled everyone to do like in-game content like Hydra and high-level dungeons and all of that. Though if I talk overall usability, probably Pythium, Brogni, and Imix that we'll talk about in a sec were much better fusions there. So that happened in July. What happened in August? So this is Plarium's profit mode in action here. Back to back, they gave us two of the best fusions they ever did. They gave us Avoid Lego in Imix, has skill cooldown reset for a single turn, and Unkillable. I remember that Noot was a hard fusion, so everybody was out of resources, and that was the push to make people pay to get Imix unless you have tons of resources saved. That's why using those gaps of 6 months or whatever, like here between Python and Noot for example, it's good to save your resources. Is it spoiling the game a little bit? Yes, just a little bit. But then again, it's worth it because we're talking about planning for free-to-play or low spender here. In my opinion, since August of 2023, which is almost like 6 months ago now, well, 7 months ago now or something, we didn't get an impactful fusion similar to Noot or Imix or the champs that I have on the screen here. Usually, Plarium has 2 big seasons that they release stuff on, new content, harder fusions and all of that stuff to encourage people to play. During the summertime, because usually a lot of the players got more time to play during summer, and also during the Christmas or the holiday season towards end of year. So those are the 2 big seasons that Plarium has. Usually I would say that the bigger season for content is usually the summertime. I'm talking April till September. That's when they release the big stuff usually, and that's what we're seeing in the screen here. So what's my prediction for what's coming next from this timeline? Plarium stopped looking at clan boss and the rewards you get from traditional clan boss, the Demon Lord, at the top of the game, so they don't care about giving you unkillable fusions that much. That's what started happening with Demetha, then they continued with Helicath, and this pattern is solid. You see, we had Demetha in 2021, we had Helicath in 2022, and then we had Imix in 2023. So we are expecting in 2024, probably during the summer months, we are expecting our next unkillable fusion. If you got unlucky and you couldn't pull any of the many champs that can enable you to do an unkillable comp till this point, then it's your chance to start saving hard, because when this fusion comes, it's not going to be easy. My prediction is that yes, they are going to give us an unkillable fusion this year, and it's coming in the next few months. And in my opinion, if you're not hitting Ultra Nightmare Clan Boss yet, this is the priority that you should save for. Yes, a champ like Noot or Python or Brogni can change your account. They are amazing support or damage dealing champs, but you need to get to that Ultra Nightmare and get your push into in-game with being free to play or a low spender there. So that's what you should start saving for. What about other aspects here? Like, can I do like Python, Noot, and Imix in 1 year, 3 fusions? That's exactly what we'll talk about. So let's move to the second part here. Is it visible in the screen? Yeah, more or less. Okay. What I have here is a timeline of when you should get to this level in the game. I've shown you in my free-to-play challenge account that I'm doing right now. Watch that video from a couple of months ago that in less than 3 months, I got to level 20 dungeons and to Brutal Nightmare Clan Boss. Probably this is the best you'll get to, unless you get, that's why I had the ore here, unless you get lucky with unkillable champs so you can get that push into Nightmare and Ultra Nightmare Clan Boss. This is the level you want to be at to start saving those shards. On Brutal, you will get a chance for Voids, you'll get a chance for Sacreds. Keep those referral shards with shards that you'll get from progressing, Doom Tower, missions, and all of that stuff. Keep as many as you can of these without spoiling your progress. But in 6 months' time, which is like a fair time there, this is not aggressive at all, you should be hitting at least Brutal and Nightmare. You should be in gold for Classic Arena and hitting level 20 dungeons. Saving gems and saving the daily refills that they throw at us as much as you can in your inbox, so that when that big fusion comes, you're ready to tackle it without spending actual money on it. Let's say that you got to that level in 6 months or less in the game and you started saving those precious resources. How many fusions realistically can you do completely free to play without the stress, without waking up till 4 a.m. to make sure that you'll get that last refill to get the dungeon level or whatever, the dungeon rush done? This is my assessment. you can comfortably, as a mid-game to in-game free-to-play player, do 3 fusions per year, even if they are hard. So that's what you're saving your resources for. I disagree with people that say that following that pattern and saving resources will spoil the game for you, because simply you're getting champs along the way. In a fusion, summon rush or whatever, you're opening shards, you're getting other champs. You will get other good epics and legos from missions and daily login champs and all of that, so you're building your roster still. But my main point here is that those fusions are worth it. If the only fusions that you got in 1 year are Python, Newt, and Emic, you're all set. You got 3 awesome champs that probably won't pull anything better from shards. So start saving right now, because in a couple of months they are going to hit us with the next Unkillable fusion. Keep saving, because we'll get another Newt, we'll get another Python or Brogni. So you can do those 3 fusions per year. You can judge the amount of resources that you saved. If you think that you saved, like for example, if you have 20 sacreds saved, if you have 50, I don't know, refills and 5,000 gems there, and you chose to go for another fusion, like let's say a Durang there, feel free to do so, because you've already saved resources. You can do that push while still having enough resources to tackle the next hard fusion when they hit us with. That's my estimation. I sincerely think that we are going to get another Unkillable champ as a fusion in the coming 2 to 3 months. So get ready for the next Newt or Emic, so you won't get frustrated to miss one of these amazing champs. Thank you for tuning in today. I'll see you next time. Bye.